Kiskaddon poems called Bronco Twister. It was just a little graveyard on the rolling foothill plains, bleached by sun in summer and swept by winter snows and rain. There, a little bunch of settlers who had gathered on an autumn day around a homemade lumbered coffin with their last respects to pay. Weary men who had wrung their living from this hard and arid land. Beside them stood their women, faded wives with toil-worn hands. But amongst us was one figure that was wiry, straight and trim. Everyone amongst us knew it was a bronco twister, Jim. Just a bunch of hard muscle, timbered with a savage grit. He had a reputation of a man who would never quit. He helped to build the coffin, and he helped to dig the grave. His instincts must have told him how he was supposed to behave. But we didn't have a preacher. The crowd was mighty slim. Just two women with weak voices singing an old funeral hymn. That's all we had for service. The old wife there, sobbing for her husband of a lifetime, laid away without a prayer. Then she saw the bronco twister, and she walked right up to him, put one trembling arm around him and said, "Pray, please won't you, Jim?" You could see his figure straighten and a look of quick surprise shoot across his swarthy features and his hard, daredevil eyes. He could handle any bronc, and he never dodged a fight. It was the first time anybody had ever seen his face turn white. But he took his large sombrero off his rough and shaggy head. How I wish I could remember what that bronco peeler said. No, he wasn't educated. On the range his youth was spent, but the maker of all creation knew exactly what he meant. He looked over towards the mountains, where the drifting shadows play. Silence must have reigned in heaven when they heard how the way Jim prayed. So we stood beside this coffin, some freshly broken sod, with the reckless bronco breaker talking heart to heart with God. When the prayer had finally ended, the grave had all been filled, on his half unbroken pony he rode back toward the hills, and we just stood there and let him. We watched him right away, for no words could ever thank him. There was nothing we could say. Years have passed since that small funeral in that lonely graveyard lot, but gave us all a memory and a lot of food for thought. But I hope, when I'm finished, and they've laid me with the dead, some cowboy says a prayer above me, like that bronco peeler said.
Amen.